Behold the source wall. Behind it is the single greatest secret of the universe. This is as far as I dare to go. I warn you one final time. Only a 12th level intellect has the slightest hope of surviving what you are about to experience.
Then I'm overqualified.
Oh, this is gonna be video number 1 of my Make the DCEU Great Again series. I want to start with Superman. That's the cornerstone of DC Comics. But Superman is an easy fix. Now the DC universe is a very large universe, but the problem with DC is that they always looking small in scope. The movie in 2006, Superman Returns with Brandon Routh, that it wasn't the best Superman movie, but it made money. It made about $700 million, I think, and it made enough money to warrant a sequel. But the movie was kind of dumb. It was kind of dumb, and it was sad because Brandon Routh was actually a good Superman. Lex Luthor was actually the best Luthor, in my opinion. And Kate Bosworth was a very good Lois Lane. Now, he had a few things in the story that was kind of dumb. You had the son of the little boy, the son of Superman. That was kind of dumb. It was kind of dumb. It didn't make sense. And as a comic book reader, I was like, what is this? Because in the comic book, Superman and Lois Lane could never have a child because Kryptonian and human DNA was non-compatible. But lo and behold, fast forward to DC Rebirth, you got Superman and Lois Lane with a son. In the comic books, you had the Superman from the old universe. He interacted with the Superman from the new universe. And that can be done on the big screen also. Just like in the movie Star Trek, when you had old man Spock interacting with young man Spock. Almost like in a mentor type relationship. And that could be done in the DCEU on the big screen, with Brandon Routh being the older, wiser Superman, and he's like a mentor almost to the younger, more inexperienced Superman as far as Brandon Routh is concerned. So that is an easy fix, and you can have Kevin Spacey come back as Luthor, and he can. And the story could be where he's like running from Brandon Routh Superman. He like maybe breached the multiversal barrier. He came over into the Snyderverse, and he met up with his younger self, Jesse Eisenberg, and those two, they can have like a mentor relationship, kind of like Green Goblin and Spider-Man, where you got Harry Osborn, who's the Green Goblin, and you got Norman, who's also the Green Goblin, and it's like a father-son type relationship between them two. I would put Jesse Eisenberg in a gold uniform, and I would also put Kevin Spacey in his green battle suit, because if you're gonna keep doing Lex Luthor, do the techno genius super scientist version of Lex Luthor. I'm tired of seeing Lex Luthor in Superman movies, and all he's doing is talking. And Superman, he need a real opponent. So I would have where you can bring back Brandon Routh, because in my opinion, he got a raw deal. He was a good Superman. Kevin Spacey was a good Luthor, the best Luthor, and they got the raw deal with this stupid movie. And like I say, you can bring back Brandon Routh Superman 12 years later now. That's been 12 years since Superman Returns hit the theaters. You can bring him back 12 years later, have his son come back now, because his son's been legitimized by DC, by the DC Rebirth story arc. So you can bring back Brandon Routh, bring back Kate Bosworth, bring back Kevin Spacey, and you can bring back Superman Jr., who's Jonathan Kent. Bring all those characters back, have them interact with Henry Cavill's universe, and then you can split them apart again. So now you got 2 Superman franchises simultaneously. So 1 year you can run a Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, and then the next year you can run the Superman with Brandon Routh. And you can give Brandon Routh his other 2 sequels. Give him his trilogy. Superman 1, 2, and 3 with Brandon Routh. Man of Steel 1, 2, and 3 with Henry Cavill. Just like in the comic books, you got 4 different Superman books. You got Man of Steel, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and you got Action Comics. There's 4 books at one time going on with Superman in it. So why couldn't you have the same thing at the movie theater? Also, I would bring back General Zod. It seems like in the movie, Luthor just cut his finger off. And when we saw in Justice League where they bought back Superman with a mother box, maybe the Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller could do the same thing with Zod with his mother box. And I guess the story can be where he only got his finger chopped off, but the rest of his body was left alone. So you could say Doomsday was General Zod's pinky or whatever. But it's ways to bring him back. That's the way I would bring Zod back, because I want to see the tag team match that we saw in the New 52 with General Zod and Ursa. I don't call her Fiora, I call her Ursa. General Zod and Ursa, the tag team battle between those two and Superman and Wonder Woman. I want to see that battle on the big screen. Zod, Ursa versus Superman and Wonder Woman. I also want to see them bring back Non. Excuse me. I want to see them bring back Non. And I would cast Big Debo as Non. And for people who don't read the books, Non is he was like a scientist, a brilliant scientist, and part of his punishment was they lobotomized him as part of his punishment for whatever kind of war crimes he was committing. But yeah, I would have bring back, I can't pronounce her name, but bring that woman back that played Ursa. Bring back Michael Shannon as Zod. Have him be revived with a mother box by Amanda Waller, and I would cast Big Debo as Non. So you got those 3. So you can have Brandon Routh Superman, Henry Cavill Superman, and Gal Gadot Wonder Woman in a 3-on-3 tag team match against the Kryptonians. And it's so much you can do with that story. You can take, like I said, you could take Lex Luthor, put him back in his own universe, and finish out the Superman sequels, Superman trilogy. You could take Eisenberg Luthor, put him back in prison. This is a possibility. Put him back in prison, put a bomb on his head, and make him a slave to Suicide Squad. You can make General Zod a slave to Suicide Squad. There's so much you could do with the DCEU. That's just in the Superman movie. So that's the basic premise, though. Bring back Brandon Routh, bring back Kevin Spacey, and have 2 separate Superman franchises going at the same time. So let's say on a even number year, you got Henry Cavill. On an odd number year, you got Brandon Routh. And before people say, well, Kevin Spacey, they'll never let him back, I don't care about that stuff he did with that little stuff when he came out as a homosexual. That don't even matter to me. So I just want to make Superman great again. That's all. That's my main concern. Make Superman great again. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna cut this video, and this won't be the last video. Make the DCEU great again. I got a video on how to make Wonder Woman great again, make Green Lantern great again, make Shazam great again. Just make the whole DCEU great again. So, and I also got a video on how you can fix the DCEU, the whole timeline, without rebooting it at all. And it's not Flashpoint, but it's Asgard, Action Comics 761. But that's another video. But I'm out for right now. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching.